Why divers risk their lives inside the dark caves of the Maldives. The Maldives. For most people, that name means paradise. Turquoise water, white sand, luxury villas standing above a calm blue lagoon, coral reefs glowing beneath the sun, manta rays drifting like shadows through the water. It is the kind of place people dream about when they want escape. But paradise has another face. Drop below the postcard surface. Move past the shallow reefs. Descend beyond the sunlight. And the Maldives changes. The colors fade. The water darkens. The reef wall drops away beneath you. The bright blue turns into something deeper, something colder, something silent. And hidden inside that silence are underwater caves, ledges, swim-throughs, overhangs, and dark chambers that attract some of the most ambitious divers in the world. To most people, that sounds insane. Why would anyone leave warm sunlight and calm reef water to enter a dark underwater space where the ceiling blocks the surface? Why would anyone swim into a place where one mistake can become fatal? Why would anyone choose darkness, depth, current, silt, and pressure when the Maldives already offers some of the most beautiful shallow diving on Earth? The answer is complicated. Part beauty, part ego, part exploration, part discipline, part danger, and part human psychology. Because for some divers, the deep dark is not just a place of fear. It is a test, a frontier, a place where every breath matters and every decision has weight. But the same thing that makes these places extraordinary is also what makes them deadly. Inside an overhead environment, the rules change. If something goes wrong in open water, a diver may be able to ascend. They may still have danger. They may still have decompression concerns. They may still need control. But the surface is above them. In a cave, the surface is not above you. The exit is behind you. That single fact changes everything. If you panic, you cannot simply swim straight up. If you run low on gas, you cannot just surface. If your light fails, darkness can erase the route. If your fins disturb the floor, silt can turn clear water into blindness. If you take the wrong passage, the cave does not correct you. It simply lets you keep going. That is why cave diving is considered one of the most dangerous forms of scuba diving. Not because every cave is a death trap, not because every diver who enters one is reckless, but because the margin for error is brutally small. The cave does not forgive panic. It does not forgive poor planning. It does not forgive missing equipment. It does not forgive overconfidence. And it does not care how beautiful the water looked at the surface. To understand why divers are drawn to the dark side of the Maldives, you first have to understand the world beneath the islands. The Maldives is not just a flat tropical paradise. It is a chain of atolls rising from the Indian Ocean. From above, the islands look delicate and peaceful. But underwater, the structure is dramatic. Reef walls, channels, drop-offs, overhangs, cavern openings, strong currents, deep blue water pouring through gaps in the atolls. These channels, often called Candace, act like ocean highways. Water moves through them with force. Nutrients ride the current. Fish gather. Predators follow. The underwater landscape becomes alive with motion. For divers, that creates a powerful attraction. One moment you are above a reef. The next, you are near a vertical wall that seems to fall forever. A bright coral edge can suddenly become a dark opening. A shallow reef can lead toward a deep channel. A cave mouth can sit at the boundary between calm shelter and rushing ocean. That contrast is part of the lure. Light and darkness, safety and danger, beauty and risk. The Maldives offers a kind of underwater drama that standard reef diving often cannot match. In shallow water, a diver may drift over coral gardens and watch fish move through sunlight. But near deep channels and cave-like formations, the ocean feels different. It feels bigger, more serious, more powerful. A diver can look out from a ledge and see the blue drop away into emptiness. That emptiness has a pull. For technical divers, that pull can feel like a call. There is also the wildlife. Strong current areas in the Maldives are famous for marine life. The current brings food. The food brings fish. The fish bring predators. Divers may see gray reef sharks, eagle rays, schools of fish, and sometimes larger species moving through the channels. A cave mouth, overhang, or ledge can become a natural viewing point, a place where divers can shelter from the force of the current while the ocean passes in front of them like a living wall. That is one reason divers are drawn toward these darker structures. They are not only geological features, they are windows into a wilder part of the ocean. Outside the cave or overhang, the current may be moving fast. Inside or near the shelter, the diver may feel suspended, watching predators patrol the edge of the blue. It can feel like sitting at the border between two worlds. The protected dark behind you, the open ocean in front of you, and beyond that, the abyss. For some divers, that is unforgettable. It is not just sightseeing. It is presence. You are there, in a place most humans will never enter, watching the ocean behave on its own terms. But that beauty can become a trap if the diver forgets what kind of environment they are in. A cave opening is not just a viewpoint. A swim-through is not just a tunnel. A dark chamber is not just a room. Once there is no direct vertical access to the surface, the dive becomes an overhead dive. And overhead dives require a different mindset. The problem is that tropical water can make danger look gentle. Clear visibility can create false confidence. Warm water can lower the sense of threat. Beautiful reefs can make the environment feel friendly. A group of confident divers can make a risky plan feel normal. That is where people get into trouble. The Maldives can look inviting even when the dive profile is becoming serious. A diver may tell themselves, "We are only taking a quick look. We are only going inside a little. The water is clear. The entrance is right there. The guide knows the site. Everyone else is going. It will be fine." Those are dangerous words, because underwater, "it will be fine," is not a plan. The cave does not care that the water is clear. Depth still increases gas consumption. Current still changes movement. Silt still waits on the floor. Darkness still removes visual reference. And if the exit is not marked, memory becomes the only map. Memory is fragile under stress. That is why trained cave divers are so strict about procedure. They are not being dramatic. They are respecting the environment. One of the biggest draws of cave diving is also one of its greatest psychological dangers. Isolation. Inside a cave, the world becomes very small. There are no waves, no wind, no sun, no boat noise, no surface reference. Only the sound of your breathing, the beam of your light, the shape of the rock, the movement of the water, and the knowledge that the exit must be found, not simply reached by swimming upward. For some divers, that isolation creates a powerful sense of focus. Every distraction disappears, the mind sharpens, the body slows. The diver becomes aware of small things: breathing rhythm, fin movement, buoyancy, gas pressure, team position, the line, the light, the route. When everything is controlled, cave diving can feel almost meditative. But when something goes wrong, that same isolation becomes terrifying. The breathing sound gets louder, the darkness feels closer, the walls feel tighter, the exit feels farther away, the mind starts to narrow, and the one thought that can destroy a diver appears: get out. That instinct is understandable, but inside a cave, rushing can make everything worse. Rushing burns gas. Rushing stirs silt. Rushing causes wrong turns. Rushing separates teams. Rushing turns a problem into a crisis. That is why cave diving is a mental discipline as much as a physical skill. The diver has to control the body when the body wants to flee. They have to slow down when fear says speed up. They have to follow procedure when instinct says improvise. They have to trust training when panic wants control. This is the psychological thrill that draws some divers in. It is not only about seeing a hidden cave, it is about proving that you can remain calm in a place designed to test calm. But that thrill is only safe when backed by training, equipment, and discipline. Without those things, the thrill becomes gambling, and the ocean always collects from gamblers eventually. Now we have to talk about the price of admission, because entering a serious overhead environment is not the same as swimming through a pretty reef arch. Standard recreational diving is built around direct access to the surface. The training, equipment, and emergency assumptions are different. Cave diving requires specialized training. Divers must learn how to use guidelines, how to manage gas, how to handle zero visibility, how to share gas in a restriction, how to exit without sight, how to manage lights, how to communicate with touch, how to avoid silt, how to turn the dive before the emergency begins, how to recognize when the plan does not match the environment. That last one may be the most important. A safe cave diver is not someone who believes they can handle anything. A safe cave diver is someone who knows when not to go. The equipment also changes. A serious cave or technical diver does not depend on one single point of failure. They use redundancy, redundant gas, redundant regulators, redundant lights, redundant cutting tools, redundant planning, and a continuous guideline to the exit. The guideline is one of the most important tools in cave diving. It is not optional decoration. It is the way home. A line tied outside the overhead zone and run continuously into the cave gives the diver a physical path back to open water. If visibility drops to zero, the line remains. If the diver becomes disoriented, the line remains. If the cave looks different on the way out, the line remains. When the brain starts guessing, the line tells the truth. Without a line, the diver is relying on memory, visibility, and luck. And luck has no place in a cave. Lights are equally critical. In open water, a light may help you see color or look into cracks. In a cave, a light is survival. A cave diver may carry 3 lights, a primary and backups. Why? Because if the primary fails, the dive is over. If the backup fails too, the diver may still need another way out. Darkness inside a cave is not like darkness in a bedroom. It is total. It removes shape, distance, direction, team contact, the difference between a wall and an opening. A diver without light inside an overhead environment is in immediate danger. Gas planning is another non-negotiable. A diver cannot plan only for the way in. They must plan for the way out. And they must plan for failure. In cave diving, the rule of thirds is often discussed as a basic concept. 1/3 of the gas for entry, 1/3 for exit, 1/3 held in reserve for emergencies. But even that is not a magic shield. Gas planning must match depth, workload, current, team size, decompression obligation, equipment configuration, and the possibility that one diver may need to share gas. The deeper the dive, the faster gas disappears. At depth, every breath costs more from the tank. Add stress, current, heavy swimming, or panic, and the gas clock accelerates. This is why a tank that seems full on the boat may be completely inadequate for a deep overhead dive. A full tank is not the same as enough gas. Enough gas means enough to solve problems and still exit alive. That is the difference between recreational thinking and technical thinking. Recreational thinking asks, can we do the dive? Technical thinking asks, can we survive the failure? That is the real price of admission. Training, redundancy, discipline, and the willingness to call the dive before pride takes over. So why do divers still do it? Why enter the dark at all? Because for properly trained divers, these places offer something rare: exploration, silence, focus, beauty that most people will never see, a direct encounter with the hidden architecture of the ocean. There is something powerful about moving from sunlight into shadow and then returning safely. The return is the point, not the descent, not the ego, not the story, the return. Every serious dive must be built around coming back. That is where the Maldives becomes both breathtaking and dangerous. It offers a frontier, but it also punishes anyone who mistakes access for permission. Just because a cave is there does not mean it should be entered. Just because the water is clear does not mean the plan is sound. Just because someone is experienced does not mean the dive is appropriate. Just because a group agrees does not mean the ocean accepts the decision. This is the lesson behind every cave tragedy. The fatal moment may happen deep inside the cave. But the accident often begins much earlier. On the boat, during the briefing, during the equipment check, when someone ignores the depth, when someone assumes the gas is enough, when someone says they will only go a little way, when someone trusts memory instead of a line, when someone has a bad feeling but stays quiet, when the group's confidence becomes louder than the numbers. That is where danger begins. Not always in darkness, sometimes in daylight. So when people ask why divers risk their lives in the dark caves of the Maldives, the honest answer is this. Some do it because they are trained, prepared, disciplined, and deeply respectful of the risk. Others may do it because beauty hides danger, because confidence becomes contagious, because the group keeps moving, because the cave looks close, because the descent feels manageable, because the warning signs are not always treated with the seriousness they deserve. And that difference matters. The cave itself is not evil. The ocean is not hunting anyone. The Maldives is not only a place of tragedy. It is a place of extraordinary underwater beauty. But beauty does not remove physics. It does not remove pressure. It does not create more gas. It does not stop silt. It does not light the exit. It does not turn a dangerous plan into a safe one. For the right diver, with the right training, the right gear, the right plan, and the right discipline, the dark side of the Maldives may be a gateway to something extraordinary. For the wrong plan, it can become a tomb. That is the line every diver must understand. Adventure is not the same as recklessness. Exploration is not the same as gambling. Courage is not the same as ignoring fear. And experience is not a substitute for preparation. The ocean gives beauty freely, but survival has conditions. Respect the depth. Respect the current. Respect the cave. Respect the gas. Respect the line. Respect the light. Respect the feeling that tells you something is wrong. Because underwater, the most important decision may not be how deep you go. It may be whether you go at all. So would you ever dare to enter a Maldivian underwater cave? Would you trust your training, your gear, and your mind in total darkness? Or would you stay above the chamber and let the ocean keep its secrets? Let me know in the comments. And remember, the Maldives may look like paradise from above, but below the blue, the ocean has another world. And that world does not forgive mistakes.